Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 6 with Matt Templeman, Renee McCullough, and Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
One of the most severe droughts in California's history is having a ripple effect across the country, including Oregon.
Now, Eugene wholesale distributors are bracing for another season of high produce prices as the situation continues to grow. KEZI 9 News reporter Sarah Hurwitz is live in the studio to explain the drought's impact on the Willamette Valley in tonight's special report. Sarah?
Well, California is at an all-time low for snowpack levels at just 3% with little water. Farmers in California are struggling to produce enough crops to keep up with that demand. Companies here in Eugene are paying the price, which ultimately means you will too.
Basically, what I paid last week, I'm going to pay 100% more for next week.
It's a game of numbers for Emerald fruit and produce buyer Tom Mason. And just a week ago, this box of green leaf lettuce cost about $15. A week later, it's up to $30, a direct result of the fluctuating market and the lack of produce coming from this dried up state.
There's going to be less product available, which is going to mean higher prices. And it's really a supply and demand issue.
Mason says the wholesale distributor based in Eugene gets about 80% of its produce from California.
We're in an historic drought, and that demands unprecedented action. We're standing on dry grass, and we should be standing in 5 feet of snow.
And with only an estimated year of water supply on hand for California, some farmers there are bypassing plantings altogether. That could mean fewer boxes of these bright tomatoes, oranges, and peppers.
You know, I know a lot of people over the years, from the shippers to the restaurant owners, have kind of absorbed higher costs, but it's going to come to a point in time that you just can't.
Those higher costs to wholesalers and retailers will eventually be passed down. As for who pays, you got it, you and every other shopper.
It's just me that I have to feed, so a couple of cents or whatever doesn't really make that big of a difference for me.
Scanning the aisles for fresh veggies,
Zucchini, onions, broccoli.
shopper Teresa Rhodes says she's not concerned with the potential price hike in the produce section because she's self-sufficient.
I just go, down to the Saturday market and get local produce, and it's just me, so I'm not, probably as worried like a family would be.
Shoppers like Rhodes are now choosing to skip the checkout line for the produce stand or
I don't snap off very easily yet.
Farms Like Me and more.
Labor costs and fuel costs and fertilizers, I know those costs have gone up for all farmers. So in order just to recoup that, prices will have to go up.
Mary Moore and her husband own this farm off of Seeding Loop. Even though these roughly 60 acres of peaches, cherries, and various other fruits and vegetables sift out to local grocery stores, she says the farm won't take a hit from the lack of production in California because farmers compete within the local market.
If California can't grow something and Oregon can, then the demand for the Oregon product will be higher.
But she says large growers in the Portland area might see those higher costs, draining the wallets of the agriculture community and shriveling the hopes for local companies that prices will ever go back to normal.
California right now is on the backside of their rainy season, and they're in trouble right now. So I, as a buyer, would anticipate prices continuing to go up throughout the summer.
And Mason says that there are several products already that are at their highest price of the season. And until Mother Nature helps us out or the rain returns or the weather does shift, this is the current reality. Unfortunately, we are heading into the dry season, so it's not likely that we will see major changes this year. Live in the studio, Sarah Hurwitz, KEZI 9 News.